Hi, this is Jim Sackman, a Focal Point Business Coach, and I want to talk to you today about annual plans. And annual plans are part of the entire paradigm of annual of planning. There's a whole spectrum of plans that people might get engaged with, everything from long-term strategic plans to five-year plans to one-year annual operating plans. And I want to focus today on that last one, since we're coming to the end of the year. Many businesses have sort of a long-term vision, but they haven't created a plan to help them get there from here, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And I want to talk about a simple thing, the bare minimum that you need to do to be able to talk about this. And first, you need to understand what last year's numbers were. And you can get these from your CPA or whatever else, and you need both revenue numbers and expense numbers, because you're going to deal with both of those things. You're going to have plans to update both of those. And in essence, you need to understand what changes are happening in your business anyway. You know, what is going on the revenue side? Are you gaining customers? Are products mix changing? Services changing? And on the budget side, are you having to hire? Are you having to give raises? Is rent going up? How about utilities? All of those things, you can bake those in based on knowledge you have in the industry. And in general, you should be able to predict that pretty quickly, because you know kind of what you're doing. You know basic changes, and there's not much, other than a linear projection of what's going on. In fact, you could predict based off last year. You could say next year is going to be flat from this year. That's the simplest thing you can do. So at least you have a starting point. Now, the reason that most of the time that's not sufficient is you're going to add things to your business. You're going to change. And so these are initiatives. And what are your initiatives for a year? Are you going to have new products, new services? Are you going to enter new markets? Are you going to go after new geographies in those existing markets? There's lots of possible changes that you can have. And the challenge, the question that you need to answer for all of this is, how do you measure a win? So when you take that baseline that you've got, which is last year's numbers, extend it into this year with changes that you know about, and then say, okay, is that good enough? And if it's not good enough, then you go back and you add initiatives in. And are they going to be good enough? How will you know that you're going to win? Because business can be deterministic. You can be in control of this, and then by measuring the success of both your baseline business and your initiatives, you can control your business. And that's the whole point of an annual plan. So this is Jim Sackman from Focal Point. Change your business, change your life, and have a great day.